The medical marijuana bill is 75 pages thick. It's a big one. It's not easy to understand. It's written by lawyers and legislators and staff people, and it's not easy to understand. But let's talk a little bit in depth about how things are regulated. The state's going to regulate who gets a license. They're going to regulate unfair practices, product displays, ID cards, security requirements, sanitation, labeling, record keeping. They'll issue orders to show cause if you're not in compliance, and they'll suspend or revoke your license. They'll require you to disclose your building plans, disclose floor plans. You'll have to go to a public hearing at some point in time to prove that you're worthy, that you're entitled, not worthy, that's not the right word, that you're entitled to have a medical marijuana center license, or a dispensary as we commonly call it, or that you're going to have a optional premise warehouse to grow, or an infused products warehouse to grow and make your own product, whether it's cookies, candies, brownies, what have you. You'll have to post signs before your public hearing to notify the public that you're going to have a hearing. And people can show up and object or not object. They can raise issues. Neighbors can come to the hearing and talk about whether or not they think you're qualified to be a licensee. The state and the local licensing authorities, namely, for instance, City of Denver, City of Boulder, or any county that's separately licensing, they can consider the number of licenses in the neighborhood, the type of licenses in the neighborhood, the availability of other outlets that distribute marijuana before they give you a license or you approval, you and your business partners. The state can determine, once again, if you have sufficient moral character, and the local authority will do that. So how will they do it? They'll get your fingerprints. They'll ask you under oath if you've ever been convicted of a felony or a crime. They'll want to know the details, if you ever served time in prison. They'll want to know who your other stockholders are if you're a corporation. They want to know who the members are if you're an LLC, or just your partners if you're a general partnership. They want to know who's assisting or controlling your business. If you've got people that don't qualify because they made a mistake in the past and they got a felony conviction for a controlled substance violation, you better be careful. They can't hang in the background and be your silent partner. You're asking for big problems if you think that there's a way around it. There really isn't, because you'll be asked under oath in different proceedings, you know, who's involved? Who are you going to employ? Are they 21 years of age? If you've ever failed to pay your taxes or they're not current, that's a problem. If you haven't paid your child support, that's a problem. If you have unpaid student loans, that's a problem. So there's a big breadth of regulation here that you may or may not be aware of, but if this is coming as a bit of a surprise to you, then you need to take a look at House Bill 1284 and understand the limitations. There are a lot of restrictions regarding where you can be located. You can't be within 1,000 feet of certain schools, drug treatment facilities, residential daycare facilities, or the campus of a university. You can't locate within 1,000 feet of another location where a medical marijuana center license was denied within 2 years of your application. So you've got to know the history of the property and the background of it. You've got to, of course, comply with zoning laws. You can't just walk in and open up a medical marijuana center anywhere you please. If it's not zoned right, you won't get a permit. You can change location if you want, but you have to get permission from state and local authorities. You can change ownership, but you have to have your friends, not your friends, your business associates qualify. But you cannot ever let anybody exert any unlawful financial interest by not disclosing their interest in your business. If you do, you could be fined up to $100,000. $100,000. In the liquor business, it's $5,000, but it's $100,000 in this business, or your license can be revoked. So everybody's playing in this heavily regulated area in a very serious context, because it's just not for fun. It's going to be tough. It's going to be confusing, but that's why I'm here, to discuss these matters and wish you well in your business endeavors and enterprise. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob.